Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and this is my detailed review and install of the MBRP Black Series catback exhaust system featuring the dual same-side exit configuration, which will dump before the passenger side rear tire. It's available for your 2015 and newer 2.7-liter EcoBoost powered F-150. My review on this exhaust will cover my thoughts on the overall sound profile you can expect from the MBRP, what the Black Series is going to deliver as far as construction and materials, and then finally we'll briefly talk you through the install. And depending on your cab and bed size, there might be the smallest amount of trimming needed for the lead pipe here. Nevertheless, I'm still going 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter with some more detail later on. So the Black Series catback from MBRP is a pretty unique system in their lineup, with the main feature being the black powder coating from tip to tip here, increasing the durability in the process, but also making for a very stealthy appearance underneath the truck. Now this system will produce a good amount of bark overall on your F-150, and it does feature that very cool dual same side exit configuration, much like those early SVT Lightning. So now that you know a little bit more about this system, let's get further into detail. And as I did just mention, this thing does feature that dual same side exit configuration, but we will talk a little bit more about appearance and construction in a little bit. But first, let's dive head first into the sound. And you guys heard the sound clips with this exhaust, you can be the judge. But in my opinion, the MBRP Black Series produces a very well-rounded note overall. And it's a note that we've heard before, it's a tone that we've heard before, because a lot of the MBRP systems, whether it be the Black system that we have here, the XP system, the Installer Series, or the Pro Series, for the most part are all going to use a very similar design and muffler. So the sound is very consistent across the board. So breaking out the wake the neighbor scale again, guys, 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbor scale. You do hear this thing a little bit more on the inside of the truck, which isn't a huge deal. If you want something that's going to be a little bit more quiet but still deliver that dual same side exit look, check out some of the MagnaFlow systems instead. They might be a little bit more quiet on the inside, but you are going to be paying a little bit more for those. However, if you're not bothered by a little added noise inside the truck, this is certainly going to be a great choice. But with the sound covered, let's talk a little bit more about what the Black Series will bring to the table as far as construction and materials. Now, believe it or not, the Black Series actually starts out life as the Installer Series from MBRP, which is the company's most affordable catback in their lineup. From there, however, is how the system gets its name. The entire thing, and I'm talking piping, clamps, hangers, tips, muffler, everything gets powder coated in this heat-resistant black ceramic coating, giving it a little bit more durability and adding a little bit more of a stealthy look in the process. And this really is going to appeal to truck owners out there from both a function and a form standpoint. Now on the form side, the all black appearance here really is going to be very unique. There's really nothing quite like it currently in the market that I'm aware of, offering that all black finish. And for those owners out there who prefer to see the system kind of disappear from underneath the truck, this would definitely be a good option. But taking things a step further, let's talk about how that black powder coating will increase the durability of this system and help the function in that regard. And guys, don't forget, this thing is the Installer Series, right? It's that aluminized steel tubing lying beneath that black powder coat. The aluminized steel, not a bad material. It's super affordable. It's going to perform as advertised, just as good as any of those other more premium materials. The problem with that aluminized steel, though, is that it can corrode pretty easily, especially if your truck gets exposed to a lot of road salt during the winter months. But the Black Series here with that powder coat is going to act as an additional barrier against the road salt or against the elements, protecting this thing much better than if it were left uncoated altogether. And as such, MBRP is throwing a little better of a warranty at this thing. You're getting a 1-year warranty on the coating itself, 3-year warranty on the actual materials. Now you are paying a little bit more for that black powder coat as expected. Mid $500 price range for this particular system. Definitely not bad, and still very much in the entry-level category on the site. So now that we've beaten that black powder coat to death, let's talk a little bit more about what you can expect with the MBRP as far as overall construction. 16 gauge aluminized steel for the overall material here, 3-inch tubing pretty much from tip to tip here, gang, including the lead-in pipe going through the straight through by design muffler. Does split off into twin 3-inch tubing, all mandrel bent, before exiting out the 4-inch slash cut tips with the rolled edge. These guys are actually made from 304 grade stainless steel, but they are given that same black powder coat treatment as the rest of the system. Let's switch gears quickly and just breeze over the install with the MBRP system. And as I mentioned at the very top of this video, depending on your cabin bed size or basically your wheelbase, you might have to make some small adjustments or some small trimming to this main pipe here. Really not the end of the world. It's really only gonna be one cut. So as long as you take your time, follow the detailed instructions, measure twice and cut once, it's gonna be a very easy day in the garage or shop. So I'm sticking to 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe an hour or 2 before you're making some noise. Obviously that factory system will need to get dropped first. You can pretty much do this with a basic socket set or an impact gun. After that, simply get to work installing the MBRP in reverse order. I recommend starting from front to back as always. Save your final tighten up to the very end and you should be good to go. The Black Series from MBRP, while a little pricey compared to some of the other options in their lineup, is going to offer a great sound for your F-150 along with a very unique look thanks to that all black powder coat, which will also add some durability in the process. So that is my review of the MBRP Black Series, which you can find right here at AmericanMuscle.com.